stabbed myself. Hey guys, Mr. Chafin at Budo Ryu Ninjutsu Dojo here. I just stabbed myself on what I'm about to share with you. I'm at a park here in Kansas City, Kansas, and walking along one day I came across this right here. This belongs to a tree that I discovered, or noticed was there, called a honey locust. The honey locust is a tree that can be found commonly in the Midwest and over like in the Manhattan area. They're everywhere in Manhattan. And on them are these long, very sharp, very pointy, very painful spikes. And I wanted to share it with you guys. Makibishi is the idea of using spikes like these in a weaponized form to halt pursuers, create a lot of pain when stepped on, because back in the day they didn't have that much solidified footwear. The two different kinds of form that you can see is what's called tenenbishi, like I just said, the worst naturally grown, and tetsubishi, which is the idea of making it yourself through the use of like iron, and other forms of metal. And I want to show you guys the tree. This is the honey locust, and on it you will discover and find, let's see if I can find one. Here's a couple of thorns. This one's been pretty, it's been harvested pretty well, so there's not that many thorns. The one I have in my hand right here is the most recent one that I've discovered. I've visited this tree a lot. I've used it a good amount. Look how mean that is. I've already stabbed myself like 3 times. Now the thing about these needles specifically when it comes to honey locust or the black locust or any other tree of this nature is that these new spikes are green. They're still young, there's lots of water in them. They're very sharp, but they're still very malleable. They can still bend them, they can still flex them. Now as these needles get older, what happens is that they turn red and they become the hardest that they'll ever become. After that, they start to die. They start to die off and they become brown, and they become brittle. So if you ever wanted to actually physically use these for any kind of purpose, you'd want them in their green to red stage, preferably red, so that way you can make them, they can be as hard as possible. Now the reason why these trees developed these thorns in the first place, apparently the theory is that a long time ago, back before the Ice Age, the very large herbivores, such as like the woolly mammoths and such, would eat the leaves off these trees, and through evolution these trees developed these thorns as a form of protection and defense against those creatures. Now I have a simple request for Budo Ryu students and supporters who are willing to partake in my request. What I want you to do is I want you to go out into the area that you live in, the parks, the urban areas, and see if you can find elements that be considered Makibishi, metal, naturally grown or otherwise, I don't care, and post it as a response video to this one. I want to see what you guys can come up with.